Alright, so a trick when climbing. Start climbing. You use the jump, of course, to get to the top faster, but you start running out of stamina. If you don't jump, you can go further on less stamina. Now, here's the trick, though. When we're about out of stamina, you can jump one last time, and if you're close enough to the top, it'll pull you over the top. Alright, so you can jump when you're basically your stamina bar, it's a sliver to 0. You can jump still. So, and that sometimes will get you that last little oomph you needed, rather than falling back down. Another trick when climbing. Alright, this is the same thing. There's not a button on the controller currently that does this. But if you're on but you can just reach up, or if you're on the keyboard and mouse, either way, hit X, and you'll disconnect from the wall. So if you accidentally just start climbing you didn't want to, hit X, and you disconnect. The other way to disconnect is to press down, or S, and hit the jump button. And you'll come away from the wall like that, but if you're on a ledge, if you're trying to drop down to a ledge below, that would kind of send you flying. So that might not be the best option. Have a tool that needs repaired? Well, in town, I'll show you. There's a repair place, which the quest probably tells you where it's at, right? It's here. So across from the right next to the town hall, across from Zeki's, got a repair station, which you can see on the map. And I guess I'm covering there. This is the blacksmiths. All right, so stay on the map. All right, you can go in here and use the anvil, and of course you can get an anvil for your house as well. But the anvil at your house is limited. Right here, we can repair for gold, or we can use repair kits. Now, if you have it in your house, all you can use is the repair kits. I do not recommend using repair kits currently, as they require way too many repair kits. 56 repair kits or 136 gold. Well, in the time it takes me to farm the materials for 56 repair kits, I can make way more than 136 gold. So, gold is the cheaper way to do this. So just come to the blacksmith and do this. The only reason to do repair kits is for the convenience of not having to leave your house to do it. The blacksmith is right next to a fast travel spot anyway. So, you go right here and you can fast travel. So it's probably not too far out of your way when you're changing areas. Alright, let's go over animation canceling. There are several types in the game. The first one is for picking up items off the ground. So you don't have to stop, do the animation, and pick them up. Alright, we got another deer. Cool. So we'll show you that one, right? If I'm sprinting, I get stopped and I have to stop sprinting, then I have to resprint. If I don't want to stop sprinting, I can simply grab and jump almost at the same time. So how I do that is I hit grab and then jump. I use a controller, so I hit the jump button, which is on the Xbox A, and then I roll my thumb into B almost instantly, and it seems like one solid motion. You can do the same thing on the keyboard and mouse. Use the pick up button and then immediately hit the jump button almost simultaneously. And there you go, no slowing down, which allows you to compete even more. It'll also let you get, this works on forageables and pretty much anything you can loot. Every now and again that'll happen. It'll hit a wall. It's like you hit a wall when you do it and you stop, but it doesn't. Most of the time, it won't do that, but sometimes it does. This is what it is. Alright, so the next animation cancel we're going to go over is going to be chopping down trees and farming metal, and they work the same way. So, you may already know this. If you hit Rise the Sparks Fly, you hit again, and you can get an animation cancel. But it's really hard to time it. And even if you're good at timing it, you can get it wrong sometimes. So, your hit button, whatever that is for you, I think on the mouse is the left mouse button, and you immediately hit the right, sorry, not immediately, you hit the right mouse button when you see the sparks, and then you can immediately hit the left mouse button and it will animation cancel. If we do it with a controller, I hit the, okay, this is with the Xbox controller. If you have a PlayStation or Switch controller, it may be different for you. Alright, so you'll need to know whatever button does this. Hold on, pull my bow and arrow out to show you. Pull your bow and arrow out and find the button that lets you swap between your arrows. That's the button that's going to animation cancel on the controller. Doesn't work too great trying to animation cancel with a bow, because it gets you stuck in the screen. Alright, so in order to animation cancel, we're going to pull the right trigger, and then when you see the sparks, hit X, and then immediately pull the right trigger again. Alright, and if you're on the mouse, then it's the left mouse button and right mouse button. There we go. Alright, and that's how you animation cancel on a tree. Now, it's the same thing, same way to do it when mining. So animation canceling used to be all about timing and knowing the exact time to hit it. It was really hard for a lot of players to do. So to make it, I guess, fair, they added in the ability to animation cancel easier by hitting that right mouse button or the X button on the controller. Alright, so you go to school or work or whatever, you can't be at your computer all the time, so that every hour you can check on your farm and water your plants, right? but you kind of need to be able to water them every hour if possible to advance as fast as possible. And you don't want to just wait till you're at home because you run out. Maybe when you're at home, you only have enough time to water the plants a couple of times before you have to go back to bed, or you have to get up and go to school or go back to work. So how can we fix this? Well, I mean, of course, depending on your job or your school, this gets you in trouble. So, that's on you. Don't do this if it's something you can't do. You can add Palia to your Steam library, and you can use the Steam link to play it from your phone or from your laptop or whatever. I believe you probably have to have a controller connected. Do it from a laptop with a controller connected. So that may be the thing. You may have to have a controller for your phone, or you just give it a test though and see if your touchscreen can do it or not. Use Steam Link to play Palia from pretty much anywhere. Now, you may have come across some large shiny pebbles or other pebbles in the game, like this red shiny pebble or this lumpy shiny pebble. Keep in mind, when you run into these, there are only 8 of these in the game, not 8 each, 8 total, and they're all different. Tooltips on a loading screen will tell you that you can give them as gifts to the robots. Do not give them as gifts to the robots. Not exactly. Okay, INR, the fishing one, you give them to INR, and we'll show you right here. Okay, if you give all of the pebbles to INR, not the other robot, give them to INR, you will get this achievement for 30 renown and a INR's adornment. Alright, but you gotta give him all 8 of his pebbles. You may be wondering how you get housing slots and housing expansion up so that you can get the awesome rewards. Well, housing slots are going to be when you hit H, you can buy, when you hit H, you have a default slot, a new slot, these are your free ones, you have to buy 3 more slots. I think it ends up being like 250,000 gold. Once you have all 3 of those, then you have completed the housing slot mission and you get extra stuff. I want to say it's like a free gazebo, and then housing expansion 3, completing housing expansion 3 also gives you, and how you get this is by, again, hitting H and buying these up with Ritz. Alright, so if we go over to the mayor's place here, the town hall, as you can see outside there's a sign that shows Ritz and gold. We go in here to the cash register. You scroll down here, you'll see windmills and gazebos. Or you may see requirements not met because this one requires accomplishment housing slots 2. Alright, so you gotta get that to 2, which means you gotta buy, I think, 2 housing plots before you get your gazebo. I thought this was all the way up to 3, but maybe not. I think, so you might not have to finish likewise. So then I think you get a free gazebo, but then you can come back and buy more gazebos for 10,000. Or at least you used to get a free gazebo. Now the windmill, I didn't get a free windmill though when I completed this one. When I got my housing expansion up enough. Of course I can get my housing expansion up higher if I want more of a reward. But I guess I got it up to 2, so that's enough for this one. Kind of like this one's expansion slots too. So now I can buy a windmill and place it on my slot. And just in case you don't know, when you open your map, when you're out anywhere in the world, you have a return home button in the top right hand corner of your map. Just click it and you return home. Alright, so we bought a windmill and place it on our property. I think we have to build it just like the house. Yep. The gazebo is probably the same way. So upgrade. Requires sapwood plank. Oh, I gotta make some more of those and burn them all. Crafting. Yep. And stone brick. Alright, so we'll get to that later.